Welcome back to some more Borderlands breaking news, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. If you wasn't here yesterday, Borderlands 4 got its release date trailer revealed at the Sony State of Play, and we learned that we would get more information at a special Borderlands focused State of Play this spring. And I said at yesterday's breaking news that I would make more videos going in depth on things in the trailer that you probably missed, and that's what we're doing today. So if you're ready, strap in, grab some popcorn. You're probably eating your food right now, and if so, leave a comment and let me know what it is. And let's jump straight into it. The topic of today is Elpis. Elpis is going to be returning in Borderlands 4. This is completely and utterly confirmed at this point, but there are some interesting details we didn't notice at first when we saw the trailer yesterday, so let's talk about them. So how do we know that Elpis is returning in Borderlands 4 for a fact? Well, a while ago Randy did say that everywhere you can see in Borderlands 4, you can go. It's almost kind of like a pseudo open world, and he mentioned specifically even the moon. He says if you can see it, you can go to it. And so that right there told us that Elpis is 100% going to be playable in Borderlands 4, but if we weren't already so sure of this, we then also found a screenshot of a location in Borderlands 4 where you can clearly see Elpis in the background, and this was in the first trailer, so we instantly knew that Elpis was going to be in the game, but I guess you could make the argument that it was still shakily confirmed and we needed more confirmation. Well, in the trailer that dropped basically yesterday, we have a new shot of Elpis, and at this point it is completely undeniable. So I'm showing that shot to you on screen right now, and in this shot the player is fighting a Ripper Psycho, and they are on Elpis, and we know they're on Elpis 1 because if you look at the floor, that is a moon textured floor very clearly. But you could say, I'm not too sure about that. That could pass as just a, very gravelly location. But if we look in the background, you can actually see the tear that was created by Elpis when it ripped into the atmosphere and uncovered Kairos. So we know that this is Elpis. I mean, this is no doubt anymore. This is completely confirmed. You also see more of the floating rocks in space behind it. So very much a clear confirmation here that we are on Elpis. But if it wasn't already clear, we also get another shot in the trailer where we can see on the left side, in this very same shot actually, that there is signage that says Dahl Station. And, well, we know where Dahl Station is from, because when you play the pre-sequel, Dahl is everywhere. And so we know that this is on Elpis, because Dahl were obviously a very big part of the pre-sequel like that. Now, this is all well and good, right? So we know we're going back to Elpis, and we know that we still have the Dahl Station signage there. That's all great. But is that really worth the breaking news tag for a video? Well, I do believe so, and that's because I missed something crucial in this trailer yesterday, and a big shout out to Mental Mars for pointing this out on Twitter. I'll leave a link to his page in the description down below. He pointed out that in the background you can see an oxygen geyser, and this is big. This is very, very big. I mean, I can't over exaggerate how big this is. Please don't clip that out of context. But the reason why it's so big is because with the return of oxygen in Borderlands 4, it opens up a whole new can of worms when it comes to questions. But before we get into that, let me just address this. How do we know that this is an oxygen geyser? Well, I'm on the pre-sequel today for good reason, because I want to show you the comparison. And so if I line the image up with the gameplay right here, you'll see that that is 100% an oxygen geyser. And it's not a jump pad. I've seen people saying that it could just be a jump pad. That is not what a jump pad looks like in the pre-sequel, and anyone that's played the pre-sequel for more than an hour will tell you that's not what a jump pad looks like. That is an oxygen geyser, clear as day. And the big question on my mind now is, if this is an oxygen geyser, is it being used for oxygen like it is in the pre-sequel? Well, most likely, right? I mean, come on, it's no way just going to be a little set piece, because if it was, they probably have cracks all over the floor and oxygen coming out and having it be an ambient effect, right? So if there's oxygen in Borderlands 4 on Elpis specifically, as that's the only place it would make sense to have it, right? Does this mean we're gonna get the return of Oz kits, because Oz kits were a big part of Borderlands the pre-sequel, and whether or not you like low gravity is against it doesn't really matter. But the point here is that Oz kits were a big part of the pre-sequel. You could jump into the air, and you could butt slam, and there would be all of these crazy effects, and in this trailer, the character is in the air a lot, because of course we have grappling and double jumping, and the Malawan lady's got this jetpack seemingly, right? So it makes you wonder, are Oz kits gonna play a part in Borderlands 4? And furthermore, when we come to this, debate, we have to ask ourselves, if oxygen kits are going to be in Borderlands 4, are they only going to be utilized on Elpis, or is it going to be that Oz kits are now interwoven with perhaps shields, right? Are shields and Oz kits going to be the same thing, kind of, right? Are they going to be meshed together? Will you pick up a shield and get an Oz kit effect if you're on Elpis? How is this going to work, right? Do we end up with a new slot that only applies to slams? Like, do you get Oz kits on Elpis, and then when you're on Pandora, do you just get relics that give you slam effects? How is this going to work? Because it is very, very interesting that the gameplay we do get on Elpis in this trailer is very minimal. We only get 1 or 2 shots here. The other one is the player just throwing a Tediore from above, but they are also pretty high up in the air. So it's safe to say that Elpis is going to be low gravity, and it's also safe to say that we are going to get oxygen back, but why, right? Like, how is this going to weave into the gameplay? What is it going to mean for the gameplay? Are we going to end up with Oz kits being utilized only on Elpis, or will they be utilized elsewhere? I don't know. But when I saw oxygen returning in Borderlands 4, my first impression was that this was the most hype thing about the trailer. I am a huge Borderlands the pre-sequel fan, and please do me a favor. When you look at the comments of this video, you're probably going to see some people who didn't like the pre-sequel. But if you've never played it, don't just blindly buy into the hate. Go and pick it up and go and play it. It is a blast. It is a really fun game with the best story in the franchise and the best characters in the franchise to boot. I would highly recommend it. And I gotta say, seeing oxygen coming back in Borderlands 4 makes me very excited, specifically to play on Elpis. That's probably the most excitement I've got, because if you're not already aware, the Borderlands community for years has clamored for a new Borderlands the pre-sequel DLC. And in many ways, this feels like it's kind of that continuation we were hoping for. It's now clear that we will be playing on Elpis, and it's even more clear that what's going to take place on Elpis is going to be similar to the gameplay that of the pre-sequel, with the return of oxygen. So, absolutely incredible news, and something I wanted to share with you in today's breaking news video. Now, if there's anything you guys want me to cover next, let me know in the comment section down below and we'll dive into there. There is a ton of things I noticed in the trailer that people are not pointing out, so I think I'm going to make some videos on those as well. But I did want to go over this today because I think it's pretty huge news that pre-sequel is basically making a return gameplay-wise, on Elpis at least it would seem. Or maybe this is just one big misfire and that won't be the case at all, but we'll have to find out when Borderlands 4 launches on the 23rd of September 2025. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel for the #1 source of Borderlands breaking news. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll check you all in the next one.